Okay, so today we're going to talk about metamorphic rocks. Some examples of metamorphic rocks would be quartzite, uh, which is a very tough building material, anthracite coal, which is used for creating energy at coal plants. Another one would be marble, which is used a lot of times to make sculptures, countertops, and then slate, which is used if you have a pool table. There's a big piece of slate underneath it that keeps it very flat. Chalkboards are slate, roofs are slate, some floors can be made of slate. So, a metamorphic rock, basically, metamorphism is to change form. So, meta means change, and morph means to basically morph or also change or form. Um, so, formation, they occur when temperature and pressure increases. So you can have an increase in temperature or an increase in pressure or both. So to recap, we have three types of rocks. We got igneous rocks, which form from magma when magma cools. We have sedimentary rocks, which form from the compaction and cementation of sediments. And then metamorphic rocks, which form from other rocks that get exposed to extreme heat and pressure. So, usually these conditions are found a few kilometers below the Earth's surface and extend to the upper mantle. So, again, the agents, the things that form metamorphic rocks would be heat, so it provides energy to drive chemical reactions, which may cause minerals to recrystallize. Pressure, which may cause the space between the mineral grains to close and cause the mineral to recrystallize again. Or hydrothermal solutions, which is hot water solutions promoting recrystallization by dissolving original minerals, then redepositing new ones. So again, meta means to change, morph means to form. So metamorphic rocks are formed from parent rocks or pre-existing rocks. The parent rocks can be igneous, sedimentary, or other metamorphic rocks. So they got to start as a rock and then they are morphed or changed into a metamorphic rock. So metamorphism is the process through which a rock's structure is changed by heat and pressure. So I said that metamorphic rocks form from parent rocks, which means that they have a certain rock that they were before, and then they were exposed to heat and pressure, and they become something else. So, for example, quartzite is a metamorphic rock, and sandstone is a sedimentary rock. So, sandstone would have gone through metamorphism under extreme heat and pressure and turned into quartzite. Same thing with limestone. Limestone is a sedimentary rock, and when it's exposed to heat and pressure, it turns into marble. Shale, another sedimentary rock, will turn into slate. And granite, which is an igneous rock, when it's metamorphosed, it turns into a rock called gneiss. So the parent rock, again, is the original rock material that forms the metamorphic rock. There are two textures that we look at when we talk about metamorphic rocks. So when identifying metamorphic rocks, we look at the texture first. And this is a pretty easy one. It's foliated or non-foliated. Foliated means it has bands of minerals in parallel layers. So during metamorphism, if the rocks are exposed to pressure, then the minerals will align themselves and you'll get layers. Or you could have non-foliated, which does not have layers. So this type of metamorphic rock would probably not have been exposed to pressure like a foliated rock would. So some examples of foliated metamorphic rocks, you have schist, phyllite, and slate. So you can see the layers really well in slate here. So all these layers. Schist, you can kind of see them. This is not a great picture. Same thing with phyllite. But the layers are there. Another example, so this one, you can see it has layering, or it has these bands in it. So those are the minerals. Looks like quartz that were squished down and formed into bands or layers in this rock from pressure. And then we have some examples of non-foliated metamorphic rocks. So marble and quartzite would be non-foliated. So you can see from the picture there's no banding, there's no layers. These would have just been exposed to high temperatures and morphed into this type of rock. Now remember, when a rock is exposed to high temperatures, in order to become a metamorphic rock, it cannot melt. If it melts and becomes magma, then forms into a rock, that would be an igneous rock, because igneous rocks are what form from magma. Metamorphic rocks never melt under the high temperatures. The temperatures cause a chemical or a physical change in the rock itself, the parent rock. So to recap, we have two textures for metamorphic rocks. We have foliated, which would be mineral bands or layers, or non-foliated, which has no bands and it's going to be grainy or smooth. So remember that metamorphic rocks come from a parent rock. So sandstone would turn into quartzite, limestone turns into marble, shale will turn into slate, and granite turns into gneiss. And then, so metamorphic, the meaning of it, meta means change, morph means to form. So metamorphism involves the change in form or structure of a rock through heat and pressure. So that's a term you're going to need to know. So remember that one. Alright, so that's it for metamorphic rocks. You can find this PowerPoint on Canvas if you need to refer back to it. So now you should be starting on your homework.